Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parampara Om Sakana Vavatu Sakana Punaktu Sakaviryam Karabhavagai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Mahavit Vishavagai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvatraya Murtave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketa. Very good morning. So we have seen up to 7 mantras in the second Valli of second Adhyaya of Kathopanaishad. The 6 and 7 we saw in the last class. Very quickly we retouch that so that you continuity in your thinking. Raja made a claim to Nachiketas that I will again tell you in two forms. Hantaha, Hanta Tayidam Pravishyami Guhyam Brahma Sanatanam Yatacha Maranam Prapya Atma Bhavati Gautama. Gautama means Nachiketas. So when you are very fond of the person, you call him with a family name, pet name. So he calls him, Oh Gautama, Hanta. Hanta means very well, Gautama. Hanta also means Punaga, Punaga, me again. Nachiketas, I will tell you again. What I'm going to tell you? A guhyam, a secret. See, Mother Buddha says secret and he is telling it out. In Vedas and Bhagavad Gita, secret comes and then Bhagavan says that Bhagavan Uvacha. Then how can it be a secret when it's told out? See, secret is not what cannot be told. Secret is that cannot be realized, explained until and unless you have the experience of it. Paramaragasyam it is. But it is very common knowledge as well. For example, I say, this is sugar. It's a secret. It is sweet. Now you go say, I know sugar is sweet. It is not a secret. He told me that, and you can go and tell 100 people. But that secret is not really a secret that is meant because you have no knowledge of, no realization of that sugar being sweet. How can you know that you have to eat the sweet? Then you realize that. Now, can you transfer that experience of sweetness that you enjoyed to anybody? No, because that cannot be transferred. That is incomprehensible, indescribable. You can give the means for that. The means is the jnanam that sugar is sweet. Then somebody have to take the prayatnam of eating it, right? This is what he means. Guhya means here, though it is in the words given a lot of ways, what is Atma and all that, that always remains a secret until one realizes that. Okay. What is it he's going to say here? Idam Brahma Sanatanam. I'm going to tell you about the Brahma, Atma. The Atma and Brahma we interchange. They are exactly the same. Sanatanam, that which is always existing, always imperishable. Have I not told you before? Of course I have told you. But here I say Handa. Again I'm telling you. Okay. Then also I will tell you Yata Maranam Prapya. That means whoever is dying, all the mortals, Atma Bhavati. So how they get Here the Atma is the Jiva. How does the Jiva, what happens to him or her after the death happens to him? So one is the Atma Lakshanam, I'm going to tell you. The other one is a Jiva Gati, I'm going to tell you. The Jiva Gati is what happens to Jiva. This is, of course, to remind Nachiketa's question. So we saw this in the last class. So then what he did in the immediately, we were expecting to go in the order that he said, that I'm going to tell you about the Brahman and then Jivagati. But for whatever reason, he changes. First he said the Jivagati, because you want to get rid of that Vipariya Jnanam first. What is the Jivagati? Yonim anye prabhatyande. Saridatvaya dehina. Oh Nachiketas, this dehi, try to use as much of Sanskrit words. They're much easier than you'll get into the rhythm of it. The dehi is who possesses the deha. So you say that who possesses your body? You say I, right? I possess my body. Thank you, because now at least you know you are not the body. But you, who are you? Don't say I am Bala Mama, I am money. For this conversation, you say that is that aham, that jiva, that they, that claimant, the jiva, dehi. What happened? Sariratvaya yonim prabhatyande, to take the other new sariras. He takes different birth. He goes into the yonis, to the womb, to the life form. Here the yoni refers to the human or animal life form. That there is a kind of a, you know, uh, creation through the egg, through the sweat, through the blood, all kinds of stuff. Anye sthanam anusamyanti. Others will take the birth into the trees and the plants and things like that, which are sthanam. Sthanam means that which doesn't move. Acharam. Characharam is here. Charam means that which goes unmoving. So how does this difference happen? Some takes a life form of human beings or animals. Some takes the form of the animal plants. What is the difference? Why that difference happens? That is dictated by yatha karma yatha shrutam. By one's own karma palas, upasana palas. Upasana is just a manasa karma. So you can simply say karma palam. Again, we saw this in a great detail last class. The karma palam is what decides what you will think at the time of your death. That thinking faculty is Chitragupta, which expands your vasanas. What you put in your mind and deep desire is what stays behind. So it's very important, therefore, not to have attachment to things which is put us in samsara. So the best thing is they say, worship your God, Ishta Devada, Kula Devada, something which is esoteric, which is divine, let it be in your heart. Okay. So we saw that in the last class. Now you go to the next mantra. This mantra is interesting because now he's going to bring back Vicharam, Atma Vicharam we started earlier. This is to give the true Jiva Lakshanam, which is the Atma. So for that he takes, see, if I need to define my personality, who I really am, how do I go about it? I can take opinions of others. What do you think of me? Then I can take opinion, write it down. And everybody's opinion is not their invention. It is a true opinion you're giving about me, about anybody. It is about your experience you have with the person. So the experience is the knowledge ball. All the inferences we make, all the decision we make, all that we state without you knowing, coming from your experience of that person, that situation. You don't really recall, oh, I had experience like this, therefore I say no. It becomes a knowledge for you, right? So this experience that one goes through defines one's own life. After all, life is anubhava dhara. Anubhava means experience. Dhara means that unbreakable chain. So you are living, I am living. We say I am living because I have experience. I am experiencing things. When the experience stops completely, I can't claim I live, right? Okay. This experience in Vedanta is called, and above is a normal word, but we call it avastha. No, normally we use the word avastha for trouble, right? But anubhava is for experience, right? But here, avastha means anubhav. The avastha because avastha is normally where you are imposed on something, right? Prana avastha, we say. Oh, I went to the movie. Damn, so bad. Avastha for 3 hours. So we attach avastha to somehow hardship. But that's right. If you really, in Vedantic view, when you look at your life experiences, each experience, in a way, is an avastha. Because you are conditioned to go through the experience. Why am I conditioned to go through the experience? Because I am embodied. Sariratvaya. I am a karta, I am a bhokta. So this inducement happened because of karma phala and all that we saw. But in this mantra, the Guru is teaching now to understand your Svarupam, your Atma Lakshanam, Jiva Lakshanam. You have to look at your avastha. So what are the avastha we have? That means our experiences we have. This experience today. Now we are sitting and talking, satsang, wonderful lessons we take. After this, maybe I go for gardening, you may go for shopping, you may have other classes. Your different Laukik experiences come through. You synthesize that, that becomes your knowledge depository, your desires. And if you believe this is the only your life, then everything in going forward is conditioned by your daytime experiences. It's called Jagrada Avastha. Jagrada means where you are doing, uh, your senses are working, mind is working, you are engaging with the world, you are accumulating experiences. For 90% of the time, 99% of the time, we think life is nothing but Jagrada experiences. Everything else we discard. But when I ask the question, that means from 9 to 10 or 9 to 9 when you are active, is that your life? The rest of it's not a life. You'll say, no, 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 no. This is also my life. But this is most important because it defines my execution in this world. So the priority change because of our Vibharita Jnanam, but the Jagrata Avastha is a predominant part of it. Then what other Avastha I have? So when I retire, that means I detach from this world. That means my indriyams are taking rest. I don't hear, I don't see. That means I go to bed. I try to sleep. But sleep comes in. The sleep has got different. See, the sleep is a very important sadhana, pramanam for to analyze it. All the experiences, sleep in particular. But before I go to the deep sleep, I am in a stage where I don't hear, see, smell anything outside. The world doesn't exist. But there is the mind that is active inside. How do I know it? Because I dream. That means I have experience. The experience is the key here. So I'm not without experience. I'm having experience of dreaming, but I don't know I am dreaming in the dream because I suffer. I enjoy, I suffer. In fact, if you agree with me, dreams are a lot more impactful than the Jagrata state because it is very close, it shoots you. But how does the world come into the dream? Who created this world? Outside, I know I didn't create this building. The building exists. I see the building. But in the dream, I have palaces, relationship, animals. How do they create? So again, it is created by my mind with some power that is coming internally from my indwelling Atma. I create with what I create this. The world is created by Panchabhutas, we say, right? If you go to the finest of science, all the material sciences collapses into the physics and biochemistry, atomic science, and then goes into the molecular level, proton level. It finally comes down to the Panchabhutas. So everything is matter, a material that is creating everything else. But in my dream, I create a big building. The rockets fly to the sun. I fly in a first class in a A380 to Singapore. I see that in a dream. Such a big aircraft, how did I bring it into my mind? It's all possible. I create with my own self. Like Ishvara create by his own self the whole world. That is the Swapna Avastha. So that is also your life. The Swapna impacts you. The day-to-day life's imprints go there and create some additional experience for you. Then I go to deep sleep. I don't realize anything because the world is gone, my mind is gone, my buddhi is gone. The buddhi is needed to look at the dream. Because the dream, I'm experiencing it, I'm enjoying it. But these worlds are completely different. This is the important point you must understand. They are very different. Why do I say it? I go to bed after having a fantastic dinner, sumptuous dinner. My stomach is full. But the dream I had was I am in the desolate place, afflicted by hunger and thirst. Okay? Just now I had a 5 course meal. What happened to it? It has no use. I wear spectacles to read things. In the dream, I don't need. Hey, the world is different. The experience is different. The experiencer is different. Then when I go to the deep sleep, the mind is gone. The buddhi who is looking at the experience is gone. Just rest. Now, do I have an experience or not? I have because I do say next morning I had a good sleep. Otherwise, you should say, I don't know what happened. I was there, but I am here. I don't know what happened in between. You don't say that. You say, I had a good sleep. Not because of inference, I was in the bed or anything. It comes to you because that experience is also being seen. So the one that tells you that you had a good sleep, good dream, I know, I don't know, all this is your Atma Chaitanya, which is transcending all these experiences. Because if you are not in outside, you cannot see these things. If I need to see the complete book, I must be outside the book. If I'm a page in a book, I can't see the wrapper outside of it. So here, this mantra is, I think we've gone through the Avasthatrayam before, but I just want you to recall this. So this is telling you where the Brahman is. Yeah, Yesha Sutteshu Jagrdi Kamam Kamam Purusho Nirmimanaha Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahman Tadeva Amritam Chite Tasmin Loka Sitaha Sarve Tadu Natyedi Kaschana Etate Vaitat. Etate Vaitat has come back. Whenever he talks about the Brahman, he says, that is the Brahma Atma you need. Ya Esha Purushaha. Here the Purushaha is this Atma. Esha Purusha. This. In Sanskrit, Esha means that somebody closer. This Purushaha, Sukteshu. Sukteshu means Sushupti, in the sleep. That means in the sleep state, Jagarthi, it is awakened. In the sleep state, Sukteshu Jagarthi. Here, Jagarthi is given a third person singular. The Atma is awakened when you are sleeping. What is he doing? Kamam kamam nirmimanaha. Kamam kamam. Kamam means out of desire, kamam. He is doing many things. Nirmimanaha. He is doing many things out of desire or out of the imprints. So kamam kam means whatever you collected in your mind through your Jagrata experience or the previous birth, all your vasanas, with all those dravyas, all the material that is God, he wants to have fun. He is having nirmimanaga. He makes dreams. That eva shukram. Shukram means pure. Eva means alone, that alone. Tadeva shukram. That alone is the Brahman, the pure. Tat Brahma. He doubly asserts. What are we taking from this? There is that power to give awakening experience in this daytime, the dreaming experience in the dream time, and the deep sleep experience in the deep sleep time. That power of knowledge, that effulgence, that purity, that Brahma, that is Brahma. Now, if that is not there, for example, what happens if that is not there? The light is not there in you, the consciousness is not there in you, your dream cannot happen, your deep sleep cannot happen, Jagrata doesn't exist. In other words, the world of objects don't exist. The world doesn't exist. So you may say it doesn't exist for me. That for me, I'm saying that it is my hankaram. I'm talking about the jiva. Now we're not talking about the jiva here. Because the Atma, this the Chaitanyam that is in me, it's in you as well, in everyone as well. We saw that before. The question has been answered. What you are looking inside you is what everybody looks inside themselves. And that is Ekam, Advaitam, Akasham. Therefore he says, Sarvalokaha tasmin ashidaha. Ashida means depends. Tasmin ashida. All the world, Sarvalokaha, everything is depending on that. I see. Then what about that itself? Tat u, the tatu is has to spread as tat u. It's a emphatic that. Tat u na atyedikaschana. Because nothing can transcend that. Why nothing can transcend that? Because it is all pervasive. See, now he is giving you Vedanta, we need to listen and contemplate. Now it's like a surgical knife. Which is so far I was telling about experience, dream state, deep sleep. You start thinking about something smaller, minute inside you, some light somewhere sitting there. Now it says nothing can transcend them because it's all filling. That means, am I talking about something which is inside me or something everywhere? Or is it something inside me or I am inside something? Understand? So here Atma is Sarvam. It is everything. It is not I have Atma inside me. I am in the Atma. Like electricity is everywhere, but electricity illumines in this light bulb. So we go through internally to take your existence as an example to analyze how is this animated being having different experiences, what makes this jiva bhavam in me, and what is that effulgence that adhyatma vidya I'm trying to do and you are trying to do. The gurus are teaching, but let it not sink into you viparita jnanam, that therefore it is something minute, andaryami, angustam. We told all this inside me, it's not everywhere else. No, it is sarvavyabihi, Vishnuhu. But I cannot hold that. That's the reason why I go through Adhyatma Vidya. So every mantra may give you a particular point to focus, but it tells you there is Brahmam Sarvamaya. Now, Bhagavan also in Gita, there is a slogan there in the eighth mantra, in the second chapter, 69th mantra. Ya Nisha Sarvabhutana Tasyam Jagrati Sanmayi. Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Bashyato Mani. This mantra, I think we need a separate class for it. Very often misunderstood. So it's basically saying, so when someone is sleeping, the Atma is awakened. When all beings considered as a day, for example, is a night for the ignorance or the wise. When you see the daytime, you think it's real, you engage, you have a jiva bhavam, but the The Atma Jnani, whatever he sees is darkness, because that is illusion, that is a Maya created. So therefore, it says as he sleeps. When you are deep sleep, so you are covered with this ignorance, you don't know what's happening there. You think therefore there is nothing exists, but that avidya is paripurna, because this is vidya is a vidya garbham. It is what produces everything else. This is paripurnam. So I just want to give you, see, this is the reason why you read Bhagavad Gita, you hear the lectures, you go back again. Different teachers you learn, same teacher you go back again and again. Because every time you learn, every time you hear, you will not hear the same thing. Because you are hearing the karna. All the karna is this bringing the sense of sound waves to you, then it goes through different filters in you. The filters are able to bring from experiences, your knowledge, a different perspective to the same words and meaning, and the light bulbs comes in. Every time, for sure. That's the reason why you should never get bored. If you take a literal meaning from a textbook, a shloka from Kathopanaishad or for Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita, they make it the same meaning. Atma everywhere. But why you listen to all these lectures, all these things again and again and again? Because it is giving you that Paramarahasya, which I am telling you, like sugar is sweet, you have to eat and experience it. So in this mantra, what we learned, therefore, is the Brahma Tattva he was mentioning is that which is your complete awareness of all your life. That awareness is not your buddhi. Awareness is not your knowledge. Awareness is not your thought. So what is awareness? It is you. No, awareness sounds like an adverb, an active, a gerund. It is a result of an action. No, knowledge is a result of an action. Awareness is Svarupa. Please get this in mind. This is very subtle. Awareness is not an objective knowledge that you gain by action, by doing shravanas or mantras, listening to lectures. What do you get? You get knowledge. Of course, you get knowledge. Of course, you get jnana. But you don't get awareness, because the awareness makes you to listen, makes you to see, makes you to teach, makes you to learn. Do you understand the difference? But we ignore this completely. We go after things, material objects. Of course, when we are refining ourselves, we change to attaining knowledge. And then as you refine further, supreme knowledge. But that the supreme knowledge gives you, hey, whatever you are looking for is drishyam, and that in which looks for things, that seer in you, the awareness in you is not in you, it is you. That is the essence of this. That means I am in awareness. In awareness, everything exists. Therefore, awareness, I am. Such Sat Chit Ananda. That Chit, the Chitahasam, Parabrahmam is That it's not a material knowledge. It's not knowledge that you gain through pramanam. That awareness itself. Come down to the earth. But another way you can understand this is, do you know about this quantum physics, this subject? You say, no, no, I'm a mathematician. I have never studied physics. I don't know. Right. So you don't know that you don't know physics, yes. So your awareness is both know and don't know. Yeah, of course. Because I know what I know, I don't know. You see that the first statement I make, I know, is not actually I know. I'm aware. I'm not playing with the words. I just want to make you understand this. I'm aware what I know, what I don't know. That awareness is always active, always existing. The Sanatanam, that is what is explained in this mantra. It is beyond your sleep, your dream state, your Jagrata state. That is Brahman. You understand that? Okay. Now, having done that, he is now going to now what we understand now so far, the Brahman Atma is all. Sarvat. Everything is a Brahman, everything is Atma. You haven't got experience of it yet, but you know it now. That is within me is my pure consciousness, my awareness. I can still attach my awareness to it because I'm still talking as a Jiva. That's okay. So my awareness is not my knowledge because my awareness knows my knowledge and my non-knowledge, my not knowing, my ignorance. So my awareness is something which is it in my mind? No. Is it my buddhi? No. Because I see that pass through all the three states. So how does the awareness get confused or lost in transit? We never talk about awareness. We talk about I think, I thought, I know, I do. The reason is it's so subtle. The mind occupies the whole thing. The mind takes control. The mind, when get illumined with the buddhi, it thinks it knows everything. Like the children are like a bundle of love. They know they you worship them, they worship you, you enjoy. But come teenage, they tell you, Dad, what do you know? They turn around because you cannot tell them, look, I gave you everything. You are today because of me. They don't care because they know it. Same with the mind. Once get illumined, the Brahma Muhurtam, it's I have to get it. I have to catch the flight. I. So thought comes in. But mind is a matter, right? Mind, it's not mind over the matter. Mind is a matter. It's the finest matter. It's illumined by the consciousness. So when the thought comes in, I say, this is my thought. This is my idea, my thought, I think. How am I able to say this? Because of my awareness. The thought and awareness are very different. Because of awareness, you have a thought. So, how do I find the awareness? That means when there is no thought, what is there? Don't say nothing there. Awareness is there. When you have no experience, when you are not seeing the world, when you are not seeing a dream, you are asleep, deep sleep. What is there? You can't say nothing. I am there. I have no world to see. So when the experience is absent, what is left? The experiencer is left. But there's nothing to experience. So we don't call him experiencer anymore. We call him pure awareness. Shuddha Brahman. Shuddhatma. Atma. Don't need an adjective. Atma. Are you saying, therefore, if I don't have thoughts, I am full of awareness? So, whether you have thoughts or not, you are always full of awareness. Thoughts are impediments. Take your vision from the awareness. The thoughts are not there, the ripples weren't there. You see the Purna Atma. Okay, that means I must do destruction of the thought. Chitta Vritti Nirodham. Yes, Patanjali says that's called yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Nirod means to stop, right? But you cannot stop the thought. Why cannot stop the thought? You just now said stop the thought. You cannot because you had the sariram, embodiments, the mind. Why you have all this? Because of the karma pala. So karma pala is going to create the thought. Vasana is going to create a thought. The vritti will keep on coming. You say, I am confused. You said there's a way. Now you say, I cannot do it. So, what is the way to have a mind without thoughts? Manonasham. No. Vritti cannot be stopped. But you can do vasana kshayam. Your vasanas can be removed because vasanas create the vritti. How can I remove the vasanas? What is vasana? Vasanas are the sediments of your deep desires, your karma palas. So if I don't have attachment to things, I exit in this world or execute things in the world as a karma yoga, nothing sediments. I perform, act, I do, I go to work, I do everything else. Nothing I'm attached to it in that sense of attachment, of ownership. Then nothing sediments. Nothing sediments, then the vasanas become sat vasanas before they disappear. So the vritti will come. The vritti comes, the vrittis are so translucent, kalmisham free. The ripples are coming without any dirt. So if I have a pot of water, so imagine the base of the pot is the awareness. The water is the mind. The ripples is the thought coming through. There's a lot of ripples coming through. I cannot see the bottom of this pot. But when the ripples are subsiding it and it becomes pure, I can see it. Mind be there, vritti be there, I can see it. So the technique therefore is make your vasanas sat vasanas. That means you do good things, the mind becomes pure, then you can start seeing it. Well, I know my kalmishams, I know my burden. It will take me many janmas to clean my mind. Well, so be it. In life form, in existence, time is immaterial. How do I know that how many millions of life I have not had before? I might have. So that should not really frighten us. At least we had a start. But there is another way to expedite this process. What is that way? Why am I worried about this mind, vrittis, thoughts, trying to clean up? Why am I worried about the leaves falling in the neighbor's house and cleaning it up? It's not my house. I mean, if I start realizing the mind, vrittis, and all this is not me, now what happens? Let it be dirty, who cares? Because I don't look into it anymore. I don't want it anymore. So here you are, this is sannyasam. This is nyasam, giving it away. Either you try to purify, of course you should purify, always you should purify. But you come to the point where you don't even want it anymore. So when you do saucham is very important. Body and mind to be clean. You have to have a bath 2 or 3 times a day if need be. And then do sandhyavandanas and all these rituals, do the pujas. And suddenly you see a sannyasi coming there. His body is smelling, he's not having a bath. He looks bright, but is he not violating it? No. He doesn't have the body. The body is going with him, but he doesn't want it anymore. You see, the detachment can come. The detachment to happen, your focus have to change, your orientation have to change. In fact, this is the secret even in the upasanas people teach you. You have a people say sit down and you finish all the puja, fine, you do Sahasranamam 10 times, good. Before you go to the Mahaprasadam, Palharam to eat, sit down for 5 minutes, do japam. You sang Hari's name, the Harinamam, you do a bhajan. You say Rama Rama or 100 times, do that. Oh, how am I going to count 100 times? Oh, use this japamala, rotate it. You keep rotating it. It comes to, oh, I need to count. So it comes 1, 2, 3, the Rama Nam goes away. Sit down, count. Just keep on rotating it. And then when it comes to the end of it, there's a little knot, you know it. You reached it, you turn it back. Oh, okay. Then it is very good. So now you are getting focused to Ramanama, you don't count. And when it comes there, this sensation makes you to get up from the japam. Fine. Then still I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to see. Tatparyam, then you took a Lakshyartham. This mala is a bead, and between two beads, there is a sutram. The mala is built on a sutram. Otherwise, the mala would be just broken. All this money will just spread everywhere. There is an invisible thread that holds all this mala. When you move one thread and you are lifting it away from this attachment, you see a small gap of the thread coming in, and you see the next one. So each japa money is a vritti, a thought. Understand? Each is a thought. Between two thoughts, and there is no thought, you see the thread, sutratma, that is the awareness. Understand? I'm giving an example only. So if you have the desire to be one with the awareness, your thoughts have to be pure, thoughts have to be regulated. But after some time, you ignore the thought. You cannot control it. Rama will take you to Ayodhya, Rama's building, BJP government, Kashi, Mathura. It will take you away. But when you, after some time, when it's resonated, you're looking for the gap between the thoughts. And you cannot explain this, you will only experience it. That moment is the awareness. This is what this mantra said. Next mantra, next three mantras, He's going to answer the question that you wanted to ask. Well, all that he said is fine, but physically it's different. Things are different. The God I see is different. The world is different. People are different. I am different from you are different. All the Brahma Jnanam is fine, but how do I understand the difference between the body and this awareness? How do I see that light of it? For that, you need to understand Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. Sagunam means that which is perceptible. Perception either by hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, even by inferential some way. Nirgunam is something which you cannot. For us now, Brahman is Nirgunam. I hear a lot of words, but it's beyond the word. Gunaditam. So what makes this Nirgunam to become Sagunam? What makes this Parabrahman to become uh, deities or gods, manifestations? Shiva, Muruga, Krishna, Parvati, Saraswati, so many gods form, avatars, how many worlds, myself, so many bodies. So if I have to see this divinity in every body, then I must know how this relationship happens. For that we have to have two words to remember, understand. One is called upati. Upati means, generally if you look at the dictionary, it says uh, adjunct, that which limits. We will see what it is. Upahitam. Upahitam means something to do with upati. In the Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavan says, upati sambandhavasat. Give example. See, upati generally, I think the good definition you can follow is upati is that which falsely transfers his identity to something else. Upati is that which gives up or transfers its dharma superficially, falsely, to something which is closer to it. Not really. So, what is nature? What is dharma? Take for example, a rose flavor or garlic. Garlic. Garlic, if you keep a garlic, put in a vessel box for some days, and then you take the garlic away, you smell this box, it will be a garlic smell. Is it not? The dharma of garlic is that pungent smell. By keeping the garlic in the box, there's a proximity, there's a sambandham between the box and the garlic. When you take away this garlic, this box smells garlic. Somebody can say, what is this box? Somebody can say, box full of garlic, but there's nothing there. What happened there? The garlic has transferred its dharma, its nature of being pungent smell, to something which is closer to it, this box. But it is not false. It's not false. It is a nature. So this is not an upati example. This is the real transfer. Now, for upati, I give another example. Take a spaticum, a pure spaticum, no light, no color, and I put next to it a red rose. Now look at the spadicum. Spadicums look red. If you don't see the rose, look at the spadicum, you will see a red spadicum. Now, is it the spadicum red? No. Why? Because on the spadicum, the rose has transferred falsely its nature, superficially its nature, apparently its nature. Rose remains rose, spadicum remains spadicum. Spadicum looks like rose because it has transferred temporarily. Therefore, the rose in this example is an upadhi. The spadicum is called upahitam. Upahitam is that which appears to be something else because of the upadhi. You understand the example? This is very, very, very key. We can go deeper, but I think this is good enough for this. So, if you understand this, the next three mantras will very clear to us. What he says, let's do the next mantra first. He says, Agnir yataiko bhavanam pravishto rupam rupam pratrupa bhuva ekastata sarva bhudhantaratma rupam rupam pratirupo bhahischa. Agnir yadaiko bhavanam pravishto rupam rupam pratirupa bhuva ekastata sarva bhudhantaratma rupam rupam pratirupa bhahischa. He is now taking this upadhi as an example of Agni. He's going to take three examples. Mantra 9 is Agni. If you understand this, you'll understand the other two. Mantra 10 is Vayu. Mantra 11, Surya. Agni, Vayu, Surya. This is why I think Kathopanaishad is very, very unique. The examples are very apt and not traditional ones. Very interesting one. And it lends you to do a lot of Lashyartha. For example, we say Om Bhu Bhuvar Sukha. Jagratis. The Bhuvaha, Bhu, this world. Bhuvaha is the interspace. Suvaha is the celestial space, the Swargas. The Bhu is the earth is made of Agni. Without Agni, it's all gone. It's dead. The water is because of Agni. Everything is because of Agni. So, Agni Tattvam defines the Prithvi Tattvam. The interspace is Vayu. All the electromagnetic radiation, Agni, is contained in this subtle Vayu Padartha. So, everything is Vayu, pervasive. Surya is that Ishvara, which illumines everything else. Now, what he is going to do, he is going to take these three as Upakitam. Upakita means they are the Atma, but how they consume or assume a different form because of the Upati. I put another word for Upati so that you can remember. What is Upati? Upati is that which lends its dharma, intrinsic nature, superficially to something which is closer to it. If you say, look, when I met you last time, you shouted at me, and you say, look, oh, I'm sorry, I was with that person, and his thought just preoccupied my mind. That means you had upati there. It's not your real you, because you like me, but you abuse me because you are conditioned by something else closer to you. You see, upati that influences your very nature. Upagitam is that which is influenced. So here he says, Agnir yata yeka. Yata, that means by what by the means of which Agnir yeka. Eka Agni. That means there is only one fire. Agni is only one. I see an Agni within a small light. I see a big fire. Is it small light, small fire, big fire? Are there two different fires? Oh, I see the uh, square box burning, the square fire and the round fire. Are the different shapes? No. It's a small fire because the upadi is small. The lamp that is small, which is conditioning it, is small. So the shape, the form, the gunas are conditioned by the upati, not to the upakitam. The same Agni is big. So Agni becomes small in small places. Rupam rupam. Prati rupo babuva. Babuva means it appears. Rupam rupam. In every form, in different forms, prati rupo, according to the form. It's very simple. In every form, according to the form, babuha, it appears, which appears, eka agnihi. Where are the forms? Bhuvanam pravishta. Pravishta means manifested. Bhuvanam means this world. In this world, manifested in every form, in each form, according to the form, the Agni takes that shape. That means every body is that piece of Agni. Here the Agni is taken as the Atma, as an example. So there is no difference. This Agni is Niravayavaha. Avayavam means organs. Nir Avayavayam. Without any sections. Savayavatva means lot of components. My hand is Savayavatva. The fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a part to it. If one can go on, then there are only 4 fingers there. I cannot remove a part of Agni. If I take a big Agni, I take a small Agni, have I separated it? No, I separated it to different Upati. Agni is exactly the same. The much better example for all this, the three, the Vedanta gives you is Ghatakasha. So I will say that and then stop it here, then we take the mantra in the next class. If you understand this example, I think the other 3 examples will be very easy to understand. Upati rupam rupam pratirupa babuva. I take a pot. So in Vedanta, you can't escape this pot. Mud pot is there. So that mud, why you take mud pot, not a golden pot? Because we want to break the pot. So much easier to break the mud pot. So the mud pot is there. I got a small pot, a big pot. So how does this pot form? What makes this pot to exist as a pot? You can say, oh, because of this clay, there is a pot man made a pot maker made this pot in a particular way. So you can say all the nimitta karanam, the material cause, all that you can say. But I see this pot now, it is showing a shape of a pot. Why it is like that? You will answer it if I replace the pot with a balloon. A balloon is like this, so big, like a cloud. Why it is like this? You say, yeah, simply because the air inside. I suck the air out, it just goes away. Right? Same way, come back to the pot. Why is the pot like that? Because there is a pot space inside. There's a space inside the pot of the shape of the pot. If the space is, if somehow you have the capacity to wrap the space, now, like you wrap the cloth, the space is removed, the shape is gone. You read these letters on the screen, between each letter, there's a space. We don't read the space because we are only look. We never see the Atma. Like that, we never see the space. The space is not there. The letters don't exist. It becomes a little blob and it's gone. You see the house, nice window, double glazing window. The window exists because there's a space between the door. The house is house because there's a space in the house. Inexplicable, imperceptible space is a creator of the shapes. Rupa, rupa, pradirupa, babhuva. So without the space. So see, like Sushupti, Akasham is another thing to contemplate. Akasha is Avakasha. Akasha meaning Avakasha, that space, that gives you space, without which one cannot exist. So Kashi also means light. Akasha is also brightness, light. So the Akasha, what makes the space to come through. So the pot becomes a upadi. When the upadi is of this particular shape, then that rupam happens. So if I'm looking at the space as an Atma, then this Atma is a pot Atma, Ghatakasha Atma. This huge hall is a Madhakasham. But it is just a same space. It's a different form. If we break this pot, what happened to this Gadakasham? Has it gone somewhere? So I say there's a pot there. Ramesh, there's a pot there on the table. Can you bring the pot? He said, okay, I'm going to go bring it. Then I said, hey, please make sure that you also bring the space in the pot. Do I say that? You bring it here. The space inside the pot, was it different from the space when you had it on the table? Can't say. Space is all pervasive. The existence of pot on the table is so because there is an upati of pot on the table. The Atma, the space is there. The Atma, the space is here. The Atma, the space in between. The existence of pots, the Nama Rupa Vedam, happens because of the Upadi. Therefore, the other name for Upadi is it is Maya Karya Vastu. Maya Karyam is what? All the Karyam, all the effect in this world is by the Maya. That object is Upadi. So if the who made this body? Maya Karyam, Panchapudam. Therefore, this is an Upadi. Who made this mind? Panchapudas. It's an Upadi. So everything is Upadi. The upati exists as an upati, as a rupa, as a tree, as a mountain, as a pot, as Manimama, as Raja, as Saraswati Mami, whatever you want to call them, whoever you want to call them. In that form, it exists because that form has that form, that upati. When the upati is transcended, the pervading Atma is there. So this is the true essence of this mantras that's going to come. So if you remember this space as an example for the Atma and the Kadakasham as that Gatam as Upati, then we can see how Agni is taken as the Atma, and then Vayu as an Atma, and Surya as an Atma. Why these three? Why can't we just save the pot? I don't know. Amandar Maharaj chose the example maybe to contemplate. By contemplating with Agni, you resolve the Prana Shakti, sorry, in the Agni Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Jnana Shakti is an upati. Then contemplating on Vayu, Prana Shakti. So Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. And Surya is the awareness that transcends all these things. So you can, so I think it gives you a lot of room to do contemplation for it. So today we just stop it there. So next, I think I need 2 more classes to finish this Adhyaya. This is Valli. Okay, let's take Swanti bottom. Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Sakana Bhunaktu.
Sakana Bhunaktu.
Sahaviryan Karavavahe.
Sahaviryam Karavavahi.
Tejasvinavadidamastu.
Tejasvinavaditamastu.
Ma Vitvishavare.
Vishavahi. Mamitvisavahi.
Om Shanti
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shanti. Om
Om
Shanti
Shanti, Shanti.
Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsat.
Haribo. That's
Hari
it.
Om Tatsat. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.